Hi, welcome to SBR Picks, and I'm your host Nadia Holtz. And today we're going to be taking a look at Anaheim Ducks and debating if they hold any real value in this year's Stanley Cup future markets. Right now, we're going to talk to SBR contributor and NHL analyst Dave Golokoff. Hey, Dave, how's it going today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Nadia?
Excellent, thanks. So I have the Ducks finished with the most regular season points in the Western Conference last season, but failed to make a deep playoff run. The NHL odds list them at 14-1 to win the Cup and go further this time around. Dave, why do you think this team fizzled out in the playoffs last season?
Well, for them last season, the last couple seasons, it's been goaltending, really. Jonas Hiller's been all-star caliber in the regular season at times. Frederik Andersen has been decent at times. They even had Victor Fast the year before, who was decent at times in the regular season. But all those guys have crumpled in the playoffs, and that's been the issue for the Ducks. The other issue is that they're sort of a top-heavy team as far as offense goes. One fantastic line and not much behind that. And so when it comes to playoff time and you get the matchups with that line against the other team's best defensive line, hasn't really worked out well for the Ducks. In short, their goals per game goes up in the playoffs. Goals per game allowed. Goals scoring, especially last year, talking about the highest scoring team in the regular season, that dipped nearly a half a goal in the playoffs, and that's really why their playoff runs have been pretty short.
What moves has the front office made to prevent this collapse once again?
Well, it's interesting that the Ducks have decided that, okay, we're going to not necessarily skip the goaltending or not skip investing in goaltending, but they had Hiller, who's sort of the high-priced guy. They decided not to pay him. They're going to go with the young route with Andersen, and hopefully John Gibson steps up for them. And instead, the money that they saved on Hiller, they put towards more forwards. So they got Ryan Kessler, they got Danny Heatley. The hope for this team is that those two guys can, as well as the growth of some of the younger guys that played well last year, can give this team more depth up front. In combination with that, the Ducks are then hoping that Gibson or Andersen can be that number one goaltender that they've lacked in the playoffs.
Is this a playoff caliber team? Do you believe they will replicate last year's regular season success?
Well, there's no reason that they shouldn't per se. I see them as a 100 to 110 point team in the regular season. I think the playoffs really, to me, is dependent on Gibson. We've seen Andersen. He didn't cut the mustard in the playoffs last year. Gibson, I think, can. He's supposed to be a special goaltender between the pipes. If he can do that, the Ducks definitely have the offense. But I would not be investing in this team's futures at this point, given their playoff failures. I think their offense is great, but they just don't match up well on the blue line and the net with teams like the Kings, with the Blackhawks, and even the St. Louis Blues.
Okay, Dave, we really appreciate your take on this game. I wish you a great rest of the day.
All right, thanks.
For SBR Picks, this is Nadia Holtz.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.